What's up, you guys?
Alright, you guys. You guys wanted to know what I played at San Jose Regionals. This is it, you guys. I played Thunder Dragons. I went in wanting to play this deck. I ended up getting another invite to Nationals. I didn't do as well as I wanted to. I ended X3. One of the matches was actually I lost because I activated Instant Fusion and I got OTK'd and I was 500 points short. And that was, I mean, I don't even consider it a misplay. Literally, in this deck, you have to play Instant Fusion in order to play your combos, get your fusions off. And I just got OTK'd, and there was nothing I could do. I was 500 points short when he attacked with everything, and I had a follow-up play with Fusion Spell Engraved, so I probably would have won that, probably would have ended X2. A couple X2s topped. You guys will see all the live deck profiles on the channel by now, but I played Thunder Dragons because I played Altergeist at Pasadena, and I wanted to change a pace. I wanted a more aggressive deck. I love control decks. This is a control deck, but it's also an aggressive deck. I needed to change a pace. Wanted to try Thunder Dragons. It's a deck I've had for a while, and I've just been working out, kinks on what I liked in builds. I tried a lot of different builds, chaos builds, stuff like that, and this is the list I arrived at. It performed very well. I was very happy with it, yeah, I'll just get into it. If you guys enjoy the deck profile, be sure to smash that like button. Like I said, no real accomplishment. It got me another invite. I always fill out the paperwork multiple times throughout the season just so that they never forget to add me to the list of people that got their invite. So just a little note there, but we'll get into it. I don't want to waste too much time. I ran all the standard Thunder Dragons, the OG Thunder Dragon. I ran 3 of the Dark. I ran 3 Hawk. I ran 3 Roar. And I ran 3 Matrix. And I rounded it out with 1 Duo. This lineup I feel is extremely standard. I feel this is the lineup everyone runs. I feel Duo is like a must-of. It's a searchable like Chaos Dragon that's actually good. It triggers your Thunder Dragons and it, is just really solid being able to banish a card and then search the Thunder cards. I really like it. It gets a 300 point boost when you use it in hand effect, so it's really strong. I like it a lot. All this other stuff is standard. I'm happy I got the supers on these, but was really wanting these. I feel 3 of this is correct, even though some people think it's a brick, so they only play 2. Same thing with this and this. And I just wanted to say something. I think OG Thunder Dragon is one of the best cards in the deck. When you have Titan going, this is like insane because you just discard 1, pop a card, discard 1, pop another card, recycle them back with the fusion card, and then pop again as long as you have 1 in hand. This card is absolutely insane. This card will win me endless games. So some people had ever talked about cutting regular Thunder Dragon. I just don't understand. For the rest of the monsters, I ran only 2 solar. I am playing Brilliant Fusion, of course. However, after this event, I probably would play 3. I didn't see it enough, and I know like cards like Instant Fusion, Brilliant Fusion, Gold Star, all that stuff is kind of like this card, but I just really like this card. I like this card a lot. Getting a token is huge, and it's just really solid in general. I feel like you should play this card at 3, and this was probably a mistake. I know some people will argue 2 is fine, but after seeing Gerardo's list, shout out to Gerardo, he won the whole regional going 9-0 playing Thunder Dragons. We had a couple cards different, obviously, like in our main decks, but he played 3 copies, and I talked to him afterwards, and I know for sure going forward I'd probably play the 3rd copy. Then, of course, the 1 Amber for Brilliant Fusion. So people are running 2. They're scared of drawing it. You can draw it. You can set it. You can discard a Thunder Dragon. Then you can tribute it for Colossus. So even when you draw it, it's not like super dead, so it's not the worst card ever. And you can also shuffle it back with Hawk's effect. That's it for all like the main monsters in the deck, and then just the hand traps. I just ran the standard 5 of just 3 Ash, 2 Ogre. I've seen this has pretty much become the standard for a lot of decks, and it is really solid. Ogre was insane for me. I hit almost every multi-roll. Like, not even exaggerating. I drew this card a lot against Striker, and I hit multi-roll endless times, so this card was insane. Other than that, I mean, I didn't really use it against anything else. It's not good in the mirror. It's just mostly for Striker. I just wanted, and I also wanted it for the Rongo Bongo deck, which I didn't play until the very last round, and I'll talk about that, like how I won. How I won was actually insane, because I ended up winning against that deck after getting Rongo'd game 1, so it was nuts. But, yeah, and then Ash is just the most generic one. And I guess while I'm at it, I'll just say I played 3 Impermanents. People go back and forth about this card, but I like it a lot. It's not good against Striker, but I like it against pretty much everything else. I feel you need it. Like, I impermanence the Summon Sork. I know you can impermanence a lot of cards. I wanted to do that. I wanted to hit just any cards that I played against. Like, if I played against Geist or if I played against anything that I could just negate, this card was great. Just having it in hand when you're going second was amazing. So, very standard there. Monsters in hand traps. And then all the spells are very, very basic for this deck. I felt that overall there was no reason to really to really like try to overcomplicate it with like any flashy tech cards or anything like that. I felt like the most standard build was just the best. So 3 Sark, 3 Fusion. I like 3 Fusion a lot. I might try it at 2. I did see it enough. I liked it though because it's such a powerful card. You really want to hard draw it and then just activate it on your first turn. Once you're going into your multiple Colossus or Titans, this card is really solid because you usually make a Titan with the Kaminari or the Prismora. Then you're able to activate this, reshuffle that Titan, summon a second Titan, and then just keep everything going, and then you have this as a follow-up play. Card is insane. Like I said, had I not gotten OTK'd, I would have came back. 3 Brilliant Fusion, you have to play this card. I think it's like the best starter card in the deck. 3 Instant Fusion, this is another card I might cut to 2 along with the regular Fusion. Basically getting the ideas from Gerardo. I can see where you can break on these cards having too many copies since you can only activate 1 per turn. I just wanted this because I wanted to have access to Kaminari, access to Thousand Eyes Restrict in the mirror, so this card is really solid. And then I played the 1 Reborn. I Reborned like once or twice. It's whatever. I don't actually know how good it is, to be honest. Like, I know it's crazy. Monster Reborn in 2018, not that great, but honestly, it was whatever. I sided it out a lot, believe it or not. And I don't play Soul Charge. I want my Battle Phase. I know Soul Charge can build a big board, but I'd rather just kill you on that turn. And I play cards in my extra deck that make it so I can just kill you on that turn. So that was it for the main deck. It was 40 cards. Like I said, the changes would probably be, probably cut this and play a Denko Sekka and a 3rd Solar. That's what I'm actually going to go forward in testing at locals and stuff. That's what I'm going to be playing going forward just to test it out. I did miss Denko. I cut it from the deck. I listened to, I played the European build, as you guys can see, and I listened to their logic, and it made a lot of sense. There was only a couple games I missed it, but my side deck had enough hate for back row decks, so... But I would definitely test it, because you can also sack it off for Colossus, so it's not bad. Extra deck. Play all 6. These cards are insane. Like, these cards are absolutely insane. Titan is like my absolute favorite. I love this card because you can just do so much. Like with Vanilla Thunder Dragon, you can do so much. You can just pop so many cards. You can, in the mirror, it's insane. I played a mirror match, and I mean, Titan probably resolved in total, probably, I'm not exaggerating, at least 15 times between the two of us, because we were both playing well, and we kept recycling all our cards, and then I activate mine, he chains his, he activates his, I chain mine, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's what the mirror's like. It's honestly crazy, but I feel you have to play all 6, because Gerardo brought up a good point. You usually make one in the start of your turn with one of your fusions, then you're down to 2, and then if you fusion again, you need to really, or you link away with it, you need to really be able to recycle these. So I feel 3 should honestly be stable for the deck. I played Prismora, Thousand Eyes, and Kaminari for the Brilliant Fusion, Instant Fusion, Instant Fusion. This was actually the hardest card in the deck for me to find. This card is from Metal Raiders. For those of you that don't know, I had this card when I was a kid, and yeah, this was the hardest card for me to find, like no joke. Like I got everything for Thunder Dragons, and I just couldn't find this, and then eventually I found one, so thank God for that, because or else I couldn't play the deck. I wouldn't play the deck without it. So yeah, this is like standard. This is so good in the mirror, so good against a lot of things. It baits a lot of cards too, which I like a lot, so this card is really solid. And then this is for the Brilliant Fusion. Links, I played 1 Link Kribo. I made it a couple times. Sometimes you kind of just dead draw the Matrix and you kind of just have to do something. So summoning Matrix, linking into Link Kribo, searching another Matrix. It's not a great play, but I mean, you got to make plays. 2 Summoner, yeah, this card's great. Card's effect never comes up though. You're always sacking it off for Colossus, but really good that you can just, link your guys, link your Battery Man token and stuff to make this. So I like this card a lot. I also like it in the mirror because when you take their Thunder Dragons, you got to make something with it. So usually you're making this. One card I didn't play was the Land for Ninkus, or whatever it is, that like vanilla Link 2, but I might test it going forward. I'm not sure what I'd cut. You guys will probably see a card in here that you would probably cut, but for me it was actually one of my MVPs, probably the best card in my extra deck. But yeah, 2 Summoner, standard. Played the 1 Unicorn, summoned it once, it was good. It spun back a card, that's all I needed it to do. I didn't play Phoenix, I felt I didn't need it. I felt like it wasn't going to come up enough. I felt like I should be making this, and then if the game progresses, I should be linking this and something else into this, and it was solid. So Unicorn is just better. It's really good in the mirror. Like, Phoenix does nothing in the mirror. I'd rather have a card that helps in the mirror, so card was good. And then I played Borreload, because this card is like a pain in the ass for you to out, and being able to out it with your own Borreload is insane. Also, being able to make it if the game progresses to that state is great, because I've always said how valuable this card is, and I feel this format format. No matter what, this card is always valuable. So I played it. I didn't play Boral Sword because my monsters are big. I can OTK anyway. And the best, absolute best, 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10 card in my extra deck, Gustav Max. I Gustav Max 6 times in the tournament. That's how I beat Rongo games 2 and 3. It was absolutely insane. I got Rongo'd game 1. I just was like, screw it. When he Rongo'd me, I just scooped. I didn't show him what I was playing. So game 2, he eventually made Rongo even after I opened a board. It wasn't a great board, but he made Rongo regardless, and I just stalled it out because my guys were in defense mode. He couldn't destroy him because my graveyard was loaded. And then eventually, I wore down the materials on the Rongo, and he soul charged. And when he soul charged, he went to 1800, and I had a Titan in defense. I banished one of my Colossus, one of the Thunders in my hand, made a second Titan, and I just Gustav Max for 2,000, and that was game. And and then we were in game 3. He went first. I impermanence his Summon Sork. He ended on a subpar board with 2 monsters in attack. I drew Insane, attacked with one of my Titans into his monster. He Fog Bladed it. I attacked with my Colossus, dealing 1800 damage. Then I did the exact same play where I banished the Colossus and I banished the Thunder Dragon in hand for the second Titan, and I made Gustav Max, and I burned him for 2,000 more. So I was ahead and he was down 3,800 life points, and I won in time. So this card, absolutely insane. I don't know what more I can say. I know you guys will probably tell me to cut it. You probably think this is gimmicky, but for me, it was the best card in my extra deck. As crazy as that sounds, but card's insane. Then on to my side deck. I played the Gamma package. I haven't had the best luck with Gamma until now. I didn't draw a driver once. I sided this card in like it was my job. Obviously not against Striker, but I really liked it against, I liked it against the Mirror. I loved it against Altergeist. I loved it against the Rongo Bongo deck. I loved it against everything I played, and this card was amazing. I don't play Omega, as you guys see. I don't need it. I only side it in when I'm going second. Lets me out something, and put up board presence, and then even if it leaves, it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that this is like, without a doubt, one of the best hand traps, and I love it. So this is definitely a card I'm going to keep in my side deck going forward. The Gamma driver package is insane. Played 2 copies of Prankatops. This was for Altergeist, Sky Strikers, anything Rogue. Card's great. Also an out to There Can Only Be One. I really like this because there can only be one is insane against me. I played that card. You guys know when we played Mech Knights, but yeah. So being able to out it is insane. It's also 2,600 body, so I really like this card. I thought about possibly playing 3, but 2 was good. For the mirror match, 3 mind control. Card's insane. It's actually how I won my mirror match. So a lot of times when you play the mirror, I play a little differently. I try to make my opponent exhaust their graveyard, like using Titans and whatnot, using the effects, making them banish stuff, and then eventually I mind control and then just link away with it, or I make a Gustav Max with it. So very, 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 very solid. This card's insane. Back row decks, 3 twin. Card's good. Played 1 Altergeist round 1, beat it, twisted him, Prankatopsed him. Card was good. And then for the Rongo Bongo deck going first, I played 2 copies of Rivalry. The card was good. I only really sided in against that deck, but in testing it was really solid. Going forward now with the results of YCS Milan, card's really good against Prank Kids. So this card's really, really solid. So it might actually be a bump up to 3 once I edit my side deck, because I make a lot of changes in my side deck. And I rounded it out with Order. I felt I needed to play this card. I feel I needed it against Sky Strikers, and I actually played against 1 Sky Striker, and in game 3 I opened double Colossus Titan this, and it was game. So this card is nuts. But that's it, you guys. That's my deck. But like I said, I went X3, not happy with my results, but I'll take another invite. Might as well. Good practice. I didn't prepare enough, as always. I never prepare enough. I'm always working in school, stuff like that. But it's not an excuse. I still learned my deck. I still, spent some time testing. And going forward, cards I would change. I like the Order, but I'm not so sure. I know it's really good against Sky Strikers, but I don't know if it's really like necessary all the time, but I'll probably keep having to keep testing. A lot of this though would pretty much stay the same. It's really hard like side deck wise, because I feel like all these cards are good and cutting them like is just really hard. But I'm gonna talk to people, do more testing, and see if there's anything I'd change. I don't care what anyone says. This card is insane. Shout out to my brother Jerry. He gave me the Ultra. This card's just nuts. And all this other stuff is pretty standard. I don't really know if there's anything I change. I don't know if the land for what is it called? Land for the flying thing, the vanilla, if it would come up. But Gerardo says it does. So I mean, I'll test it. I'll cut something in here and test it. Maybe I don't know if I'll cut Gustav. People say cut Borreload. I just don't know. It's hard for me to do that. To be honest, if there's only one card I'd cut, it would probably be the Summoner, because if you mind control them, you can make land with anything. So it's like I could do that or make a Summoner. So it doesn't really matter. You kind of just want the arrows. But overall, I really enjoyed the deck. I think the deck is easily one of the best decks of the format. Milan, pretty much, acknowledged that by, showing the high representation. Even in Top Cut, there were 8 versions of the deck, and it made it to the finals, even though it lost to Prank Kids. I feel this deck sucks against Prank Kids, though. Like, after watching the top 4 and the finals, man, I don't know. Rivalry, man. Rivalry is the way, like, to be honest. So, deck overall is great. I really enjoyed it. We're going to be doing my bounty pack openings. I'll make another video for that. It's kind of crazy. I got packs for playing regionals. It was wild. But overall, I think Thunder Dragons is a great deck. I feel that if you take the time to learn it, it's just a great deck. It reminds me of Dragon Rulers. I know a lot of you don't like Dragon Rulers. Well, I do. And I think it's just an awesome deck. And I'm just going to keep testing with it and perfecting it. And I want to become a Dragon Master back the way we wanted to be in 2013 with Ruler format. But overall, I think it's a great deck. And it's a deck that will continue to be played even through whatever list we get. And I feel it has a great striker matchup and is good against most of the format. And if you know how to play against Ultra, you can beat them too. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Any changes you'd make, any suggestions, I will definitely take that into account. But anyways, give it a thumbs up, and thank you for watching.